In chapter 23, some of the arguments that the author is stating first is how the tension between the North and the South kept increasing. So the solution that the South saw was to secede, because in their eyes it was the only way to defend their rights and sovereignty that was promised to them when they signed the Constitution. And for them, the federal government was not adhering to it. In my opinion, there was nothing that the federal government or Senate could have done, because the actions of the South, for me, were not spontaneous. The secession, new constitution, a new president, all of this was premeditated. To everything that was happening in the South, the North made very clear that they will not tolerate any type of division in the country. At this point, the only way for reconciliation was for the South to submit to the new Republican government that was forming, and this was something that they were not going to do. Once the war started, the North overestimated the South, and it was predicted that this war would last 6 months in favor of the North, due to all of the resources, but they overestimated the Southerners who were defending their homeland, their families, and their ideals. The North really subestimated the patriotic feelings of the South. The author talks about how the ways to see the war changed. At the beginning, the war from the side of the North was for unification, and in the South was to defend their independence. But the author started to give examples about how the abolitionists and radical Republicans started to shift the war towards slavery. And it reached a point where slavery became for many the center of the war, and even Lincoln, who claimed he was not abolitionist, had to accept it. Something that I found interesting was how the author talks about the way the civilians talk and look at the war. First, it was with a romanticistic feeling because they imagine it could bring glory, but the horrendous amounts of deaths and the violence changed the way that they thought about the war. And then the photos where they actually saw people dead in the fields, it really changed the way that they perceived the war, and actually they wanted it to finish faster.